Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about brain. Um, so this is spinal cord and brain both are part of central nervous system (CNS). But today we're going to only talk about brain and brain is very complex. We all know that, right? So I divided brain in these three parts, and most of the time when you read articles, they divide like that. So first part is the hindbrain, and hindbrain has three parts: medulla, pons, and cerebellum. So medulla is right here, this green portion right here. It's right next to spinal cord, right here, and pons is right here, right on top of medulla, right there. And the third part is cerebellum, this part right there, this whole blue big section right here. This is cerebellum. So medulla kind of controls vital automatic functions like maintaining your blood pressure and digestive system, like you are digesting your food. So all those automatic functions are controlled by medulla. And pons, which is right here, it controls your, which is right there, pons, and it controls your balance, and it also relay information to the cerebellum and thalamus. So cerebellum is right here, and thalamus is right here. So all these three organs kind of control your balance. Okay, so cerebellum is always going to be there because sometime I think I heard someone saying that if you drink the and your movements are affected, it's due to the cerebellum. So just remember that it always gonna play a role maintaining your balance, and pons also play a role in it, and thalamus also play a role because it's a relay center between spinal cord and cerebral cortex. I talk about cerebral cortex later, so it makes sense, right? Spinal cord balance, spinal cord, and all the nerves going to your arms, legs, everywhere, and then cerebellum and pons, they all kind of work together to make your balance. And next we talk about cerebellum. It controls complex movements. We already talked about, right? Balance, maintains spatial equilibrium. Spatial equilibrium in my sense right here, like let's say you are standing, right? And even though you're not looking in the back, you're not looking left, right, and you're facing forward, right? But you kind of know your surrounding. It's just your, I don't know, it's called a sixth sense, or your senses basically. So they all kind of get together in that type of equilibrium, right? So it receives information from the forebrain and all the interpreted information from the forebrain, and then it correctly execute that information. So that's part of cerebellum, very important, right? So that's hindbrain, medulla, pons, and cerebellum. So let's talk about forebrain. Forebrain has um, forebrain has two parts. One is called telecephalon, other is called dicephalon. Okay, under telecephalon, there are two parts, two cerebral hemisphere. There's one left cerebral hemisphere, second kind of divided in the middle. So this is the view of your brain from the top, like from the sky. If you're standing straight, so your brain would be kind of have a two parts, and there's a middle fissure right there, divides that. So left hemisphere would control the right side of the body, and right hemisphere control the left side of the body. So that's your forebrain right there. We just talk about telecephalon, which is right there. Second part of forebrain is dicephalon. So this is dicephalon. It has thalamus and hypothalamus. Let's talk about thalamus right here. We already talked about that it relay information from the spinal cord and cerebral cortex. Now cerebral cortex is all over on the brain right there. Like look at this cerebral hemisphere right here. So all this on top portion of the brain, which is gray matter, is your cerebral cortex. When you see some advanced courses, you will see how these cortex are divided into different type of cortices. They work differently and for different purpose of the body. So you will see many type of cortexes, and the brain would be divided into. But right now you have to know thalamus is a relay center between spinal cord and cerebral cortex. It's a gray matter of the brain, and thalamus is right here. So this little portion of the thalamus is right here, and it controls anger, rage, sex, pituitary gland, which is right here, and temperature, maintain the temperature, it maintain the fluid levels in our body, and hunger. So so that's the function of thalamus and hypothalamus. So these are two parts of dicephalon, and the dicephalon is part of forebrain. Okay, now we're going to talk about third critical portion of the brain is called cerebrum. Now, if you see the brain from the right or from the left, this is how the brain looks like. Okay, it has four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal lobe, occipital lobe, and a temporal lobe. And frontal lobe, it controls the movement and problem solving. Okay, kind of everything kind of joined together, right? Like so, right next to the frontal lobe is parietal lobe. Parietal lobe controls the temperature, vibration, taste, pressure. Okay, and then occipital lobe. Occipital lobe is for visual sensor, as the name tells you. Whatever we see is interpreted in occipital lobe, and then you have a temporal lobe right here. Temporal lobe would show you, would um, interpret your auditory, whatever you hear, auditory, and olfactory, whatever you smell. So that's part of the this lobe right here. So it has four lobes: frontal lobe, parietal, occipital, and temporal lobe. So we just talk about the brain in the brief discussion, that it is three parts: hindbrain, medulla, pons, cerebellum. Forebrain has two part: telecephalon, dicephalon, and telecephalon is divided into two parts: left hemisphere, right hemisphere, and dicephalon has thalamus and hypothalamus, and cerebrum has four lobes. So that's it from me for the brain discussion. I'll come back with the more videos in the next lecture. If you enjoy, just go ahead, um, subscribe, thumbs up, or like the channel. And till then, have a nice day.